Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Push to Talk podcast, your premier FPS podcast centered around battle royales, extraction shooters, games that die in 45 days or less, leaning more towards the tactical side. I am your host, Big Fry. I'm joined here today by Crash. How you doing, bro?
Better than I deserve, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. What have you been up to?
My life is what you would call a disaster, but on the other side of it, I think it's going to be pretty cool, man.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, man. So I've been talking about a little bit on this show and on my other show quite extensively, but I got the okay to move to the ranch in the middle of nowhere. So I am meeting with contractors, placing my bets, writing some checks, and hoping my house sells for enough. And we're just riding on hopes and dreams, baby.
You're doing the adulting thing.
It's pretty crazy. Taking like a massive risk with me and my family, but I think we're going for it. We're shooting for our dreams, and we're going to be on a pretty cool ranch that my granddad started in 1892 when he was 16. So
that's crazy.
Carrying on the legacy, man. I've worked most of my life to try to get to this and get back there, and have a career and family and be able to give her a go. So be wild. One of these days, I will be joining live via Starlink.
Yeah, from
the middle of absolutely nowhere,
and it's riding a horse in the outback.
Potentially, I'll do it.
That's fucking sick.
I'll do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. No, how about you? What have you been up to? What are you cooking with? Appreciate that.
Been playing World of Warcraft, doing
Wait, you're not even an FPS guy.
Right. Yeah, that's what I've been told. No, I mean, I've been playing WoW, been playing Rainbow Six, which we're going to talk about the new season later on in the episode. And then some Deadlock. I've just been playing games, bro. I wish I could say I'm doing stuff as cool as you, but I'm just
we'll see if the stress gives me an ulcer or not.
Right.
And then we'll talk.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm stressed out.
Guys, if you're listening to this on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts, make sure you guys give us a 5-star review. Leave a comment with your thoughts down below, and like the video on YouTube. Do all the YouTuber things. We appreciate it. I'm excited for the show today. We got quite a few things to talk about. By the time you guys are seeing this, Marathon is going to be out in the public. But that is our first topic as we jump into the meta breakdown. All right, so at the time of recording, it is a couple of hours before the global launch of Marathon. We're recording this on the 4th. Marathon launches on the 5th. You guys are probably seeing this on either the 6th or the 7th. So we're going to be doing a little bit of a prediction discussion, talking about the server slam. It might feel a little outdated, but just know on the next episode, we're definitely going to be talking about the launch, the reception, how things are going. Server Slam, you haven't tried it, correct?
Right. I watched a massive amount of people play it, though.
Why didn't you try it?
Because of the colors, yeah, and the UI, and like how it looks in general.
Because of the colors? Holy fuck. Really?
Dude, that like hurts my eyes, man. Like some of that stuff is just crazy. I don't know. I've always said like if the game is good, I can get around like the skins and the aesthetic of it, but I don't know on this one, man. I respect it, but like I just don't think it's for me, man. I don't think I'm the audience. I'm gonna be honest.
I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that answer, but it's fucking hilarious, and I'm almost on the same page.
It hurts my eyes kinda. I'm old though. Jeez, saying that.
I will say the in-game wasn't actually too bad. I thought it was going to be worse. It was a lot worse last year when we played it. But dude, the UI is the worst. It's the fucking worst.
What's really funny is on your stream, I heard you talking about some of the stuff, like whenever you're going through your inventory, like what the hell does this mean? But that was exactly what I thought of arc raiders when I was looking at all the plumbing fittings.
Interesting.
And I'm like, am I fixing a sink or am I shooting robots? Like, what are we talking about?
I will say though, like in Arc Raiders, junk is junk. Like at a glance, you picked up a spring or you picked up a gas canister.
Yeah, it's even more abstract than that, right?
It's abstract. That's the best way to put it. I'm sitting here looking at a fucking blue circle that looks like a cheesecake, and I'm just like, what is this? And it turns out it's something that I don't even know I couldn't even explain to you what the fuck it does now.
Do I eat it or
right? And then it's so weird. And then there's different tiers or different, I should say, colors of different health items. Some of them are like depleted. It's so abstract is the best way to put it. I will say like the game itself actually isn't too bad. It's pretty polished.
That's what I thought too, and I thought they tightened up a lot of things from the original playtest. I did play that, and I could just tell like they
Yeah.
did they did that wild stuff where they had like aim assist on mouse, and like they
Yeah.
fixed all those egregious issues, and the
Yes.
gunplay looked really good. Some of the pacing seemed a little off. Some of the AI seemed a little weird. Like the pacing seemed like sometimes you wouldn't see anybody for a really long time, and I
Mhm.
know they addressed that. Like they may
Yep.
be up in that. We should make it crazy. We should so this doesn't feel like it's kind of dated conversation. We should do like an over under super hot take of how many players we think is going to be, and then people could check and see how close we were. I
I
think
like
that'd be
that. I
fun.
like that idea. I have a prediction, and I feel like I feel like I'm gonna nail the number. So
69 420.
69,420. That's gonna be day one average. Yeah, 100%. Honestly,
What do
you're
you
not
think?
far off though. I know it's a meme, but you're not far off. I think the game's gonna equal out around 70K.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna spike day one to somewhere around 200 to 250,000. And I
Hmm.
think once the hype wears off and you have the people going back to their old trickling back to their old games, I think it's going to even out around 70 to 80,000. So I think yeah, meme, but you're almost there. What do you
69
think?
420. Now, are we prices right rules like close but don't go over? So, no, I'm kidding.
If I have to
Um,
choose a number, I'm going to say 75,000.
and you're talking like even out at the end of it, kind of like
Yeah,
a baseline moving forward.
after the first
Or no.
like 2 weeks, the hype and the honeymoon phase and then people start to trickle off, I think it's going to peak tomorrow at 250K.
Yeah, there'll be a lot just
Yeah.
because it's, you know, Bungie.
Yeah. I don't think it peaks as high as Arc Raiders. I don't.
Yeah, I can see that because, yeah, we can talk more about the online perception too. I was just super quick. I was floored at like how 50-50 it seemed. It could have been a Twitter algorithm, but it seemed like there were so many people that didn't like it and so many people that did.
Yeah.
I was just seeing an even amount of both on my X feed. I guess it's X now.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. It might be because the colors blinded me. But I feel like it could be a little lower. I think it's going to be closer to 50. But I'm interested to see. They did already show some season 1 stuff, which I appreciated. But be careful, Battlefield did that to it.
Right.
In season 1 before launch.
Highguard did too.
Yeah, they did. Who?
Right.
But yeah, I'm interested to see how steady it is if it starts to decline or if it's one of those organic games. I feel like the holy grail of like what people are after as far as studios are concerned is like when you start to see that climb, like that organic growth, like where Rainbow Six kind of started low and
Right.
built over the years.
Yeah.
Hunt Showdown kind of did it. And like I feel like after launch, if you start to build, that's when you hold people. Like,
Yep.
it seems like just from looking at Steam charts over the last year since I've been nerdy interested in this industry stuff. So I'm going to be very interested on the trend, like how it's looking, trending up or down from that 50 to 70,000 number we think it'll lean at. But it'll be fun. People can clip it and ship it and see if we see how close we were. Be
Yeah.
interesting to see a couple days out.
I was gonna say, you know, the reception, it's so funny. Like it's split for me too, but I am noticing, and maybe it's just again algorithmic. I don't fucking know if this is real life or not, but I'm noticing a lot of the people that are saying good things about it are also on the back end of their tweet saying, "I don't understand why everybody's shitting on it. I don't understand why everybody hates it." And where we also saw that was with Highguard, where everybody who was talking positive about it always had to backhand slap the ones who were not happy about it. And so for me, we saw what happened with Highguard. And I'm not saying this game's going to fucking die 45 days after launch, but I don't know if this is the people that are positive about it are trying to just counter correct, and because we have to be positive because Highguard failed. And I don't know, but I will say I'm just noticing some similar trends in the conversation. But that might be
That is
algorithmic.
that's such a weird. I just can't imagine that headspace where you have to add that at the end of your tweet to be like, I don't know why, because people would probably say after how I talked about it that I'm hating on it, and that's just
For
not
sure.
true. I just don't think I'm the audience for it.
Yep.
So, and that's fine. I'll watch content on it for sure. I'll keep in tune with the updates. Maybe catch it on sale and give it another try. But like, I'm far from hate the game. I just think, in my opinion, it feels, and I also catch myself as like, maybe like, am I a hater? Because I always want games to be unique and different. And this one is like
Yeah.
ultra unique and different, but it kind of feels like they went too far, and maybe I just hate everything. I don't know.
Do you want games to be unique and different though? And like this isn't
Maybe I
a
don't. Yeah, maybe that's something to dive into. You want me to get on the little couch thing at this, and you can be my shrink, and we'll like.
well, I don't want to go that far, but I will say like I know what kind of games you like. You love your search and destroy, your 5v5s. And I know when Modern Warfare gets announced this year, if it's, good and everything we want, I think you're going to be mad excited for it. And to
I will
me,
be.
it's like we've seen those games in the past, but everything always goes wrong in the final hours or a couple months after launch. I really think that you want something familiar, actually.
Yeah, probably familiar but new. So like,
Yes,
yeah, familiar in the aesthetics and more so the mechanics, but new
exactly.
experiences as
Yep.
far as maps, maybe some modes. But
Yep.
really, I just want good maps for S&D
For sure. I
and
think
stuff
that
like
for
that.
when it
Mix it
comes
up.
to wrap that back to Marathon, I think for me, like the familiarity the game is so foreign. And there's a couple other YouTubers that I was watching at the time, and I said it on my stream too. It feels like you're looking at a completely different language. Like I'm reading hieroglyphics, trying to figure out what items are what goes where, what is good, what is rare, what is not. So that familiarity, like I like unique experiences. I like, but when it comes to extraction shooters, and also because in the game the stakes are so high, I have to at a moment's notice know what I'm grabbing, know what I'm looting, go to a body, loot, and get out. And
Yeah,
if there's so much of a learning curve, I'm not saying I'm not going to put the time in, but in a server slam test where I'm only going to be playing, 4 or 5 hours, I don't even think that was enough to really grasp just how in depth the game can get. And so I'm curious to
yeah.
see long term. It's not even that I hate it. I just know that it's not for me based on what I've played so far. But in the long term, I'm so curious to see if that depth actually goes as deep as I think it's going to. I'm actually excited to watch it from the sidelines, but it's just not for me. So
Dude, you touched on two really important points that I want to get into just a little
yeah,
bit more on that too. You talked about the stakes, and I've mentioned this before. That's where the specialists just drive me up the wall
I agree.
too. So like I was already kind of out on the game with the specialist in a high stakes game where somebody can pop an invisible camo after you just completed a quest you've worked on for 3 fucking weeks and you're over and you got started, like something like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the stakes are too high in a game like this to have a push button. Somebody gets a participation trophy on cooldown that can delete you and you don't have a chance, like drives me nuts. So
Yeah.
that's one of the things. So already the game was kind of on loose footing with me and really had to hit the rest of it out of the park for me to get behind it.
Yep.
The other thing is you also mentioned that I really appreciated was like the cost of entry mentally, like to learn all this stuff, how the
Yep.
specialists work, how they do. And if you're learning a new language, essentially, like metaphorically, like you're starting from ground zero.
Yeah.
And at this age in my gaming career where I've already done that with certain games, like I put the time into Tarkov to get decent at it. I put thousands of hours into Rainbow Six to learn it. Like it seems so daunting to have to play a game for hundreds of hours just to figure it out.
Yeah. That's fair.
Is
I
that lazy or like I don't know.
No, I mean, it sounds like to me, and like I actually think if you're a longtime viewer of this podcast or listener of this podcast, I think it tracks, right? You play ABI because it's a way more streamlined version of the games you've already put all of that fucking time into, right? So that tracks.
Yeah.
And I think in extraction shooters, it's the same. You look at ABI versus Tarkov the same way as you're going to look at a marathon in the opposite direction as a Tarkov. Like you don't want to do that same grind again, but in a completely different way. And I fully foresee, and I think that's why I'm talking about depth a little bit. I fully foresee like Google spreadsheets and guides and all of this, and you have to
Oh
know what
yeah.
this item is to be. There's going to be metas with taking certain cores to go into certain shells, and it's just if the gameplay grabbed me in a better way, I might be more into it. And that's not even saying the gameplay is bad. It just didn't do enough to make me want to invest the time into everything else around it. Right.
Yeah. No, that's so interesting. Like I love how we flesh these things out because you start to like get into the mind of a gamer
Yeah.
and it's like, what's the cost of me to get into this game? And does it look like it's worth that cost?
Yeah.
And it's like the time it takes, the stuff you have to learn, the metas you have to put up with, like,
Yep.
and all the things like you have to do to get good at a game to where you're having fun. When you
Right.
have that fun, is it worth all that stuff you did? And it's kind of wild to think about, like, just kind of that like math
And
equation that
it,
people go through to
it
decide.
it goes to, we're in a server slam. I'm not going to invest 20, 30, 40 hours in it because I know everything's going to get wiped anyway. And so I don't even think it's a good enough window for you to answer that question whether or not it's worth it. And we're not even talking about a $40 price tag, because I actually think they're priced pretty well. They're like, I don't mind $40. Arc Raiders was $40. There's a lot of games with an entry price that are more expensive than that don't even do what Marathon does.
Yeah. And
It's that
I
mental cost.
I do feel like with Bungie too, like for that $40, you're gonna get a lot of content moving forward. You know what they did with their past titles.
I
So
want to hope.
I hope, yeah, I hope so too for fans of the game. Yeah, I think the reception is gonna probably start out mixed like it usually does, and then
Yep.
when it levels out and the people hang around and it starts to organically kind of regrow its player base, then I think it'll go to like mostly positive and stuff like that moving forward. So I think it'll be pretty mixed at first. But maybe then again, you know, all the people that played the server slam are already out and they're not going to take the time to play it and write a bad review again. So it might just kind of
Yeah.
be already starting that organic regrowth
I'm
after the
seeing
server slam.
I'm seeing a lot of people talking about the player numbers during the server slam. It's not completely accurate. Like the numbers have dipped, they fell off. While true, it is free. Is that going to be an indicator of, the fall off? Like, are less people going to now buy into it at $40? I just brought it up. There's a tweet going around now. It's #1 on Steam leading into this launch for the top sellers. I think it's going to do good. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people thinking it's going to be Concord 3.0 or join the
Nah.
Concordian timeline. I don't think so. And I'll be honest, I never ran with that narrative. I never thought Marathon was going to be a DOA game. Last year I did.
That's exactly, yep, exactly right.
Last year, yeah, if it launched in September, that game was fucking dead. Now, they took the time, and respect to them. I think they're nailing it from a timing perspective. So
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Yeah, if they would have released it after all that controversy and that first beta test when everyone hated it,
yep.
not ideal. So I love watching these things from the sideline. That's why I like doing these podcasts and talking about industry stuff. It's going to be cool to see a big studio taking a step back, taking a year, fixing it, resending it, and like seeing how they do and if they can bring it back. So I'll be watching it pretty close tomorrow.
Well, and like as we know, man, like the biggest thing that I think kills a lot of these extraction style games is launching too early, which I think is a good segue into the next game that we're going to talk about, Gray Zone Warfare and their 0.4 update. Did you see what I did there?
That's pretty nice. I'm taking notes over here, man.
I tell you what, this is a real podcast.
Yeah, we're really doing it, Mom. It's happening.
So, okay, Gray Zone Warfare has been yapping a lot. They put out a new devlog today, which we're going to go over. Okay, can you catch me up with, we have 3 devlogs dropping for this update this month, correct?
Yeah. Yep. So they did like last week they did like an overview, kind of a teaser of like a bird's eye view of everything coming into 0.4. And they said there's going to be devlogs over the next 3 weeks, and then a timeline to be like there's going to be like a Q&A one, and then towards the end of the month, 0.4 is going to be out.
Yeah.
For early access for supporters and creators, and then a few days later for everybody. So yeah, man, I disagree with you a little bit as like a nerd on this project. I kind of like it. I kind of like getting into it. And I think also I am very much interested in this studio and kind of use my channel as almost, I see it as like it kind of telling the story of this game coming to launch, because I do think it's kind of crazy that this was a formerly mobile studio and what they put together in a couple of years to get to where they launched at 0.1.
Oh yeah.
And even like what they're doing now is like, the scope of what they're doing is insane, especially given this is like their first PC game.
Yep.
Like the persistent open world stuff in UE5 with the Scala engine that they built on it, all the little details in the game. It's absolutely crazy. So that's why I've been like super following this one like a hawk, because that's one where I do look ahead to like what 1.0 could be, and I'm kind of here for it. I might be at this point, it might be like 5 or 6 years, which sounds crazy, but then Tarkov got like 8 or 9. So I I don't know how to look at that. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. And as someone who's kind of invested in that and likes the behind the scenes stuff with this game, I
Yeah.
kind of like all this stuff, like
No,
all the communication.
that's fair. I think where I would disagree with you on is, and not even disagree, I just look at it differently. When you talk about like you're looking forward to 1.0, and when you see that and you're excited to get to that point and you can see the vision. I don't even think they saw the vision because the game is switched up so many times, like not necessarily switched, but like they're still finding their footing even to this day of what
I
gray
would
zone warfare actually is.
Vision might be a poor choice of words for me. Maybe potential. I think I see the potential in the game. Maybe not necessarily the vision.
I hate
I've
that
just
word.
Okay. Well, there it is.
Well, fuck you.
Take it or leave it, pal.
Right.
I'm using it. Okay.
Go ahead.
No, it's just it has so many of the things that would be like one of my dream games, like to take to do the persistent thing and just have like the foundation they have is so cool with like I said, the persistent world, how they have the weather systems built up, how they have this huge map that looks so realistic. And if they could keep working towards making that feel alive,
Yeah.
We had a really good segment on a couple shows ago where we talked about some of the like the RPG elements we'd love to see come to the game. And if they head down that path, like it just seems like it could be so cool because they're finally a couple years into this. I guess they're getting ready to go into year 3 in a couple months. It's getting to a pretty good base underneath it, but
That's crazy, actually. Holy fuck.
yeah, this update, dude, it's been like it was supposed to be a 6 months cadence, and it's been
Yeah.
almost a year. They almost doubled it. Delay wise for point 4. So
Yeah.
with that being said, I was actually surprised at the positive reception of everything I'm seeing
Okay.
because I even as like you can say like I glaze them or whatever the kids say these
Yeah,
days.
you're glazing. D1
I'm like,
glazer.
yeah, sure, okay, bud. Whatever that means, yeah. Get off my lawn.
You're fucking glaze maxing, bro. That's the new one. Yeah. Dude, you're fucking
That makes my
you're
brain
gray
hurt.
zone
Dude,
maxing,
just
bro.
go play marathon, you know? You want your bright flashy colors, go play marathon.
Right, no shit.
I know what Fry's doing tomorrow.
Right. Yeah, it's my
But
birthday
yeah,
tomorrow,
dude.
actually. I'm gonna,
Is it really?
the last thing I'm gonna be doing on my birthday is playing fucking marathon. I tell you what.
Oh, that's the last thing you're gonna do before you go to bed? Sounds
Yeah.
like a nice day.
Yep,
All right.
100%.
Happy birthday early.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's pretty cool, man. My birthday is not far off. Whoa, you have the same birthday as my dad. My dad's birthday is today.
Really?
Papa Crash. Yeah.
Wait,
Shout out.
your dad's birthday is today?
Yeah, today. So it's one day off.
One day off. Oh, whatever.
I'm gonna try to keep up.
Not
So my dad was born on Big Fry Eve.
There you go. Oh, it's like,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll tell him.
Yeah.
I'll let him know.
Fair
But anyway,
enough.
I don't know what the hell
Happy
I was talking
birthday,
about.
Crash Dad. You were talking about
welcome to the show, boys.
Yeah, Gray Zone Warfare, point 4 update.
No, I was surprised. I was surprised at the positive reception of it because even me, who was pretty positive on the game, was like, bro, it's been a long time and this is all we get.
Yeah.
Like I caught myself being like impatient with it. So if you feel that way, like I think your feelings are valid. Because it's been a really long time and there's a lot of stuff here. They had to rework a lot of systems, so it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna feel that new and crazy and groundbreaking.
Yeah.
There's great changes in here, stuff that's need done for a long time. I think the changes are probably so fundamental it took a long time, like within the code or however that stuff works.
Yeah.
But it's I was really surprised. So I think Gray Zone is honestly kind of weeded out, like it or hate it. It's kind of like weeded out the people that are like the people who are pissed off and done and not around to wait that long for a game have already gone.
Yeah.
And it's kind of stuck with the people who are still around are the ones that want to see it through. And I was pretty impressed. I don't want to say impressed. I was surprised because I need to be unbiased in this. I was pretty surprised at the reception because like even me in a little bit in my video at the end of my first video talking about it, that was one of my decision points. And I'd love to hear you guys sound off here in the comments on Spotify or YouTube. Is like, do you feel like that's enough changes in content for almost a year? I think that's a valid question as a
do you mind if I answer just quickly?
I would love for you to.
I think because it's not a live service title, when we're talking about content in Battlefield or Marathon or whatever, those games are out. you know. And so for me, you're talking about the vision, you're locked in, you like it. It might be 5-6 years away. Does it matter? Are you playing the game right now anyway?
I've just kind of come to terms with it. No, that's a very good point too. And
Right?
I'm, and yeah, I don't know. Like I don't play the game that often. I've been playing like many people, obviously, if you look at the Steam charts, I love to follow it. I get in at the beginning. A lot of people get in the beginning, check the stuff out, and then it kind of dies off and we wait on another one.
And
The reason I
come
do
back
that,
for the new patch. We come back for the new patch, right? Yep.
yeah, the reason I do that is because I want to keep liking it. And if I keep playing it for views, because I'd probably get pretty good views if I just stuck it out with Gray Zone and streamed it every
100%.
night and stuff like that. I don't want to hate it. Like I would hate it if I just played it all the time, because it's not a complete game. So it's not something that you can put complete game type of hours into every week. So and I think that's just kind of what everybody says. And I think what you touched on too, I think the people left understand what this kind of early access game looks like. And that's what it is. It's not a live service game. It's not 1.0. And a lot of people thought it kind of would be, because I mean, they got a slug of money for it. Like I just, you know, when they launched off of that Tarkov hate, when I quit playing Tarkov from the Unheard Edition bullshit, I still haven't forgot. That's when they came out and they were close enough to Tarkov. A lot of people saw it as a Tarkov thing, and I think they cashed in on that.
For sure.
And allegedly it wasn't on purpose, but it just worked out that way. I don't know.
Yep, for sure. Rick will tell you that.
Shout out Rick. Yeah,
shout out Rick. No, I think what the biggest metric here isn't the player numbers, but you look at the devlog and the views on it. I saw it was 25,000 views after 7 hours. That tells me that people are still locked in. They're just waiting. They're waiting for it to be the game that they want it to be. And the thing about early access is that game could be a million different games by the end of it. We don't know.
That's true.
Everyone has a different opinion on what 1.0 is going to look like. You know, same thing with Tarkov. That's what everybody thought. Tarkov, I mean, they made it out pretty unscathed. Gray Zone Warfare, they still have a community that is absolutely locked in and waiting for it to be worth fucking playing again, to be honest. Now, here's the question, though, with that. Do you think 0.4 is the time that people should jump back in and, oh, man, it's like, this is the moment?
In short, no.
Fair enough.
If you own the game already, you absolutely should.
Yeah.
You should check it out and see what's going on. Why not? But it is something like you should tell your buddies to go by who've been sitting and waiting on the fence. I don't think so. I don't think this is that kind of update. The next one might be. The next one could be, because they've already said in 0.5. Now we don't know how long. That might be another, 8 or 9 months. So, there's that. But they're going to be adding the hideout and crafting. And so you'll have like a hideout when you go back to the base, like a room you go into, and it'll make so many more things reasonable to loot and needed to loot. So it'll make it worth it.
Oh, you mean my pop cans can actually be used? My AKs
maybe.
with 2 mags?
You might. Never know. We'll have to see. But I'm looking forward to that one more. This one, as far as like replayability stuff, I think there's 100 new quests coming, which is pretty cool. They revamped the task system to be much better, where you actually get a radius of where your task is. So you can just stay right in the map in the game. You don't have to go to another website to try to find, where your stuff is. So I think that's going to be really nice. There's some quality of life stuff there. They're fixing the animation, or I don't know if they're fixed yet, but they're reworking the movement animations. I always thought it was super stiff in the game.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad that they're doing that.
They got rid of attack sprint, right?
Well, no, they're calling it like a burst sprint, but it's not like a super, you can't do it forever. There's 2 kinds of sprints now. There's like they took that down.
I fucking hate this. It looks so shitty in that game, dude.
Yeah, it's wild. And it also I'm excited for it to not feel like you only bend your knees, like your humerus stays straight, and then your little legs kick out the back like this, and you run like super fast. It looks like fast forward running. So the third person animations were always kind of wild. So I'm glad that those are getting fixed. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff like with the base game. Of course, there's new guns. There's going to be skins on the guns. There's new lootable items. There's a lot of new points around the map that the new quests are going to fit into and how the quest lines work. And they're starting to flesh out like core main quest and side quests. Those are starting to be fleshed out within the UI. So we're going to see kind of more of the story this go around. But yeah, I'm probably mostly excited for like just the quest being on the map and the movement rework. If it feels a lot smoother, kind of like other games, it always, when I go back to play Gray Zone, it always takes me like a whole evening, like a few hour play session to get used to that super rigid like movement to where it's not jarring. And then I go back to ABI and I was like, dang, this is butter.
Right.
So yeah, that's gonna be cool. And then there's just, yeah, there's a bunch of little things. It's just like a shitload of little things
Yeah.
that they're doing. They did something else I think is really cool. Now the characters will react to where you hit them. So if you hit them in the leg, they'll like take a knee on that leg and
Oh,
then they'll
cool.
hunch over. If you shoot them in the shoulder, they'll get hit in the shoulder, they'll hold their gun down and they'll hold their arm like where you hit them.
Oh shit.
So the AI are a lot more reactive to that, and the rag dolls look better. They fall different based on where you hit them. So like the inertia of the bullet
Yeah.
makes them like kind of fold and
Hmm.
look that way. So there's, yeah, it's just a lot of stuff, but man, it's not that huge update where we're back, boys. Like get excited. So
yeah, I think we're
just
gonna
being
see
honest.
that around. I'm gonna venture to say like a 0.8, 0.9. To your point about like 0.5 with the hideout and stuff like that. I think with this game specifically, I have lost the, what's the word? The excitement for like, oh man, the next update's going to be this. And then they said they're going to do this one after, because it's changed so much, right? Like this one was supposed to be
Yeah, that's
Dark
fair.
Revelations, right? And they're calling it Spearhead, which I don't even think was on the initial roadmap that they put out. And I think
No, the roadmap's gone.
the roadmap is completely thrown to
Yeah.
left field. So it's like, I guess it's not a bad thing, but I actually don't believe them when they say like this is the next update that's coming after it, because I don't think, and it's funny, I actually fucking called this to a T when they put the roadmap out. Now that I think about it, it's impossible to know what update is going to be dropping in April of 2027. It's impossible. Things are going to change, you know. But yeah, I mean, yeah, this doesn't look like a massive update, but I will say it's been a while since I have put like real time into Gray Zone, you know. This is going to be that moment. I think I'm excited to, I just did the Incursion Red River kind of revisit, and that was really fun.
Yeah.
That was,
I like that vid.
Illuminating. Thank you. Yeah, that was I want to do to Gray Zone what I did to that. I want to make a fucking
Give it a
cool
go.
edit and actually like tell a story, play the game, actually put some time in. So I'm excited for it.
You can with this game.
Yeah.
Like you can, it's really immersive, like with the ambience and stuff around. There just needs to be more in the world for you to do that. You take part in what's going on in the world.
100%.
I did a video before they did the night ops update, where I did like some filters and color correction to make it look like night ops, just to like see what it would look like. Yeah, and I did like a solo, and I was like kind of narrating as I went through and cleared out the sawmill and stuff. It's like you can make those kind of videos in this game. I think that's where content should be for this game, to tell some of the stories. So I'm excited to get more stories added in for everybody to check out, and it just needs like a lot more of it. But I think it's kind of crazy how like the people that are left following the game just kind of understand that you're in it for the long haul. And I was really surprised how patient people are. It's kind of it's a pretty unique community. Everyone I've met in the community has been like super cool too, like in the games and stuff. I had a couple stream snipers when the drops were going on last time that were assholes, but like people are like so helpful in the game and like kind of nice and stuff.
Can you imagine being a stream sniper in Gray Zone Warfare?
They exist.
I can smell the unemployment line on you. Get the fuck out of here.
It's crazy. I have so many questions about people. Like I do, but I don't. I just kind of like want to see what you look like. I'm so curious just to like kind of what you look like as a human. Are you real?
You got to be just a scab. Just a fucking scab, dude.
To where like the best use of my time is this. Where are you?
What are you doing in life, dog? Holy fuck.
Yeah. I wish I would have talked to him a little more, man. Maybe like we need to look in the mirror, bud. Like let's take a step back and see what we're doing.
I want to interview one.
That'd be pretty cool.
Like, what do you do all day? You just like sit around and stink. Like, what is it? And this is coming from me. I look like I should be one of them, but they're just
Yeah, me too. But
fucking scabs. Anyway, so yeah, Gray Zone Warfare 0.4 update. We don't know when it's coming out, but it's coming out this month for sure.
This month, yeah. So
Yeah.
next 3.5 weeks or so, we should be seeing it. So it's probably going to be like the last day or two of the month.
Yeah, most
while
likely.
I'm trying to move. So
right.
I'll miss out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Perfect.
That's how timing works.
Yeah, that's how it always fucking works, man. All right. Well, with that, guys, I think it's time to move into the patch notes.
Guys, welcome into the patch notes where we talk about some more stories that are more kind of news related, getting you guys some info, reacting to them just a little bit. The first one on the list is the Rainbow Six Year 11 launch. Just happened a couple days ago. I've been following it pretty closely. I have yet to get into. That's another one where, man, for me to play Rainbow, things have to be just right. I have to have the right people. Yeah. I gotta have the right time. I gotta have peace and quiet in my room so I can focus on the game.
Yeah,
it's pretty serious. But I feel like some of these stories, it's kind of funny looking at the first two we're talking about. It's almost like the most exciting part is that we're one season closer to the next thing that we're more looking forward to with both this and the Black Ops Royale we're going to talk about. So yeah, it's kind of funny how they kind of share that parallel. But as far as Rainbow Six Year 11, have you played old Solid Snake any?
Played a little Solid Snake. He's actually pretty cool. He's got like a little heartbeat sensor thing that kind of just you pull it up and it lets you know if somebody's in the area. And then you can hit like a precision mode and it turns into a heartbeat sensor. You can see where people are around you. And then for his gadget, he has like one of every, or like you can choose one of each, if that makes sense. I can go and I can choose to throw a grenade and that's it. Or I could choose to throw a smoke or a breach charge or whatever. And I think that's actually pretty cool. He's got like a nice, like well-rounded loadout. He's pretty cool. I don't know if we needed another tracking operator. You know what I mean? I feel like we have quite a few of those already with Jackal. Deimos was not the most recent one, but he's still picked and super strong, still picked in a lot of lobbies. And I don't think Solid Snake, I don't think he's as powerful as a Deimos because you can get the direction and you can kind of get the location, but it's not like an active tracker like Deimos is. So
yeah, I think he's used for more like as a team, like trying to find early in the round a hole in the defenses. Like if you want to try to get to an approach, you see the next couple rooms are clear. All right, like we're gonna hit site fast because there's no one here, and that's where he can kind of get you in trouble too with his counters. So like if a mute is standing in a mute jammer, you're not going to see him. If Vigil's activated, he's not going to see him. You can catch him. Tuberal can freeze him and he won't show. He can mess up the gadget. The other counter I thought was really interesting was Alibi. So you can put those around and he'll see the alibis as people. Right. So you can like set up decoys that he sees. So there's quite a few counters to him. I know there's always that little bit of when you see a new Rainbow Six operator and they show off the ability, you're instantly like, oh God, this is going to break the game. Yeah. But there's quite a few counters to him. So I think he'll fit in a niche. But I've often thought about this when they said they want to do 100 operators or whatever. It's like, there's going to be some power creep. And I feel like we see it all the time. Oh, yeah. I feel like it's like, does it feel like they're running out of ideas? Like kind of, I don't know.
For me, what's concerning, and I'm going to get real nerdy here. I play Magic the Gathering, and they start to do more and more crossovers where they have, Final Fantasy. They drop a set for Avatar. They just drop Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? And what people are finding is when they do the crossover stuff, the crossovers are so strong because there's deals in place where your IPs can't look weak. And so what I get concerned about when I see Solid Snake, and granted, this one has been good. Solid Snake could come out, and what if Konami says to Ubisoft, like, we want Solid Snake to be like a top tier operator, and you better not nerf anything to do it. And we'll give you an extra 2, 3, 4 million. Like, I don't know how the deals are, but I get nervous because, like you said, power creep's going to come, man. It has to come. It like has to.
There's a finite amount of things you can do in a video game.
Absolutely. I feel like. But yeah, in terms of just like overall Solid Snake, he's one of the more interesting operators. He's one of those ones where I would use him because he's very straightforward. Who's the fucking the one who does the doors that you got to shoot to open? Araro. What was her name?
Aruni.
Was it
Aruni
no?
Gates.
Was it Aruni Gates?
The ones with the lasers that come down?
No, the one you got to shoot at the top and then it closes and then you got to shoot
then
it
it closes
and then it opens. I can't even remember her.
Yeah.
She's useless. She's useless and she's very like operation specific. Whereas I think Solid Snake's a kind of good all around. Just like if you're playing an FPS, he's that guy. But yeah, man. I mean, well, and even they're doing new balance cadences. They're doing 4 balancing updates a season, 1 every 3 weeks. So with the power creep from new operators coming in the future, we're also going to be like, it's a lot. It's a lot,
dude.
Man.
That game is like a full-time job.
Yeah.
I love it, but like it's a full-time job. And that's why the Raw Aura is the one you're talking about. That's why I didn't know her because she was year 10. I barely played any last year. So
yeah,
I wasn't too familiar with her, but yeah, I mean, that's just it. And if you take a break, there's like a few new operators and map reworks and like they'll also like, which I get for like the people that play it all the time. It's great. They'll like randomly balance some gadgets or guns different and completely change the meta. And like, I'm telling you, man, if you take a break and go back, it is like, you are a fly on a windshield, dude.
What I will say is coming back into it from last year, the last time I played was probably around July. Coming back into it, it feels very the same. And that's one thing like this season is, you know, it's this feels like a stepping stone to season 2, which is where the rank changes come in. We get a new map. That's the one I think everybody's looking for. And I'm a little disappointed that it didn't come here, but yeah, I think I'm using this season as okay, let me get back into this. Let me get my bearings. And then when that stuff comes out and when ranked 3.0/1.0 comes out, I'll be ready for it a little better, you know?
That's a good way to look at it. I need to do the same. I need to play some.
Yeah.
That's how it's like I touched on at the beginning, like every day in this season is a day closer to ranked 3.0. Yep. I think a lot of people are waiting in the wings for ranked to be back to what it was.
Man, and let me tell you, playing ranked now is a pain in the fucking ass, bro. Everybody came back for the season and I'm playing against Emerald players, I'm playing against Diamond players, and I'm just like, I can't catch a fucking break right now because everybody's in copper. It's like I just need season 2.
Yep.
So
yep. No, I got to get into it too because I would like to hit season 2.
I would love for you to join us playing, man. We got a full stack coming pretty much like every other day now, so it's nice.
Dang, you're always doing cool stuff while I'm streaming.
Yeah, well, join us on stream. Tell your other friends to fuck off and come play with your other friends for a little while. We'll play some Rainbow Six.
All right, I'll do it. I'll tell them to piss off.
Yeah,
that's what friends do.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, Rainbow Six Year 11. It's out. Love to know what you guys think of it down below. I'm gonna get into it. We ready for the next one?
Yeah, let's do it,
dude. This is kind of wild. I did not realize season 2. I guess it's kind of season 2 reloaded for Black Ops 7 was going to be crazy, but what they're doing with Warzone, Black Ops Royale launches March 12th, and they are fundamentally changing Warzone to kind of go back to their roots of the Blackout. I know a lot of people, the nostalgia's hitting, right? Like we always look back and think Blackout was like, Blackout was like super cool. I'm thinking Sir Blackout, the homie.
You're right.
It feels weird to say Blackout's
cool.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so what they're doing with it, it's kind of wild that they would change it this much. That Avalon map that's been leaked for like years is finally coming.
Yeah.
And they're making it Blackout inspired to where there's going to be no loadouts, no gulag, no buy station. You wingsuit in like you used to on the wingsuits. You have to find your guns on the ground like an old school BR. Yeah, man, I don't know. It's kind of cool. I almost want to try it, but I don't.
I think I'm going to try it. I fucking hate Black Ops 7 though. I really hate it, man. I've watched you play it a couple of times. I went back when we were talking about your VOD with your chat, and it just looks like shit.
Just pretend it's X-Defiant, and you'll be
I don't
fine.
want
That's
to. That's another thing. They shut that game down for a reason. No, dude,
because a netcode never worked.
Right. Yeah. Fuck that game, bro. Black Ops Royale is really cool though. The idea of it and just read it, like that's what I want out of a battle royale. but I don't
Yeah.
want to play Black Ops 7 Omni move. Is there Omni movement? There's
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
not as crazy as
a
6.
6, right? But like I want that with Modern Warfare 2019 Warzone. You know
And
what I
now we're
mean?
talking exactly like how year 1 of or season 1 of year 11 Siege is getting us excited for the next one. This makes me also excited for the
Yeah.
next COD, for what
Fuck.
Modern Warfare is going to do, because this is kind of cool. And if you hate Black Ops 7, I get it. Many people do. I've found out, um, I've actually come to understand that.
Yeah, yeah.
Learn my lesson there.
You
But yeah,
can't have
seeing him,
fun anymore.
no, no. Seeing him make changes like this is very interesting for that. And yeah,
Yeah.
man, I probably will try, because it's like it really feels like it's gonna be a BR again. It's almost got like
Right.
so crazy with all the ways you can respawn, and
Yep.
like the loadouts became such a central part of the game. Like, got to get your loadout. That's like your main thing
Yeah.
to do to get your strong guns, and like having to scavenge and build weapons during the match is like, I think that'll be kind of a breath of fresh air to come back
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, and like they say here, so there's a Black Ops Royale equipment, so there's a full Blackout inspired arsenal, carry 2 types of equipment, returning favorites like the grapple hook, the sensor dart, the trauma kit. Yeah,
There's that.
it's cool. It's cool. I think them going back to Blackout is so funny because for so many years, people have been asking for a Blackout style game through all of the bullshit that people have gone through with Warzone. And now I think leading into, I mean, they just had a really bad year. And so I think them doing this now, this is a desperate attempt to get people back into the fold. But that's a good thing. And I was telling you about this before we started recording. This is a good thing because they need to. This is why competition is great. This is why I like exclusives. This is why I was psyched for Battlefield, because it's only going to make Call of Duty have to do fucking better. And I don't think this is something for me, but I think if they take this mentality and go into the next game, like you said, this is making me excited for future. And that's where I'm at.
It feels like they're really trying to win players back, where they've been doing so many maps in multiplayer. Season 2 is bringing 5 more. You're gonna get up to 31 maps.
That's insane.
Yeah. So they're trying to do that. They toned down skill-based matchmaking a ton. People have been bitching about that forever. And like, they just really started listening to players from the wake-up call of these other games, cutting into their player base. And it's like,
who would have thought?
They're oh,
we actually have to listen to the people spending money. What the fuck, dude? Yeah, guys. I'm just so glad people spoke with their wallets this year, man. Anybody who bought Black Ops 7, dude, you guys are fucking just giving into the bullshit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You got to be a real piece of work if you bought Black Ops 7. Can you imagine that kind of basement dweller? Like, we're talking about the stream snipers. Imagine the Black Ops 7 purchaser.
Total scab, bro.
Yeah. Moving on. Anyway, let's get into the other stuff here. Yes. So I don't know. It makes me excited for MW4.
Yeah.
And you too. So don't even try. Don't even try to get out of that.
Hey, here's the thing I will always say. I do not consume slop. And I'm not saying this to get at you, but I always talk about speaking with your wallet. I will skip a Call of Duty if I don't want to buy it. If I feel like they're giving us less than. I skipped on Vanguard. I skipped on Black Ops Cold War. I didn't buy them because I played the betas, didn't like them, and then I bought the games that I actually enjoyed, right? I bought Modern Warfare 3. That had the best multiplayer that I've played since 2019. But like you're learning with Black Ops 7, everybody hated Modern Warfare 3 because it was a fucking cash grab, and it was, but it was such a good game. And I know your pain.
I have to counter argue that I did also speak with my wallet, because I didn't plan on buying it.
True.
And then I saw how many maps there were.
Yeah.
And as a perpetual map count bitcher,
yeah,
I literally put my money where my mouth is, because I was just like, I'm so tired of games not having maps. And like I said in that other episode, like, they actually brought more maps than they used to when you had to pay for them. So like,
you did that shit as a protest to Battlefield 6. Let's be real. You were pissed off at the state of what they did, and you said, you know what? Grass is greener here. And in the map bitching, you're right. I actually agree with you.
And then like all these satellites linked up and they like called all the heads of all the things and like, dude, Crashbot caught, and my purchase mattered and I made real change.
Yeah,
So
100%.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
You know what? If Modern Warfare is good,
It's
you're
all
welcome.
because of you.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is something I'm going to try it out. Don't really care about it, but I am going to give it a shot because
Yeah, that's right. You get to play it for free, right? Like you don't have to buy Black Ops 7 to try this.
Exactly.
It's in Warzone. That's cool.
For me, it's less about the purchasing. It's more about like, it's just Black Ops 7, all that stuff. I just don't vibe with it. But I'm going to try it out. It's free. I had Frosty hit me up. He's like, yo, let's get the old gang back together. The old train boys. Let's drop in on wingsuits. So I think we're going to set something up.
Heck yeah.
You know what game we're not going to be playing on March 12th?
Yeah, I do.
Highguard.
Yeah. Pour one out.
Highguard is fucking shutting down. What were you going to say?
I'm blindsided by this news, man.
I never imagined that it was going to shut down. Did you think it was going to shut down after launch like this?
No one could have seen this coming other than us the last 3 episodes.
I didn't.
Literally no one.
I will say, I didn't think it was going to be this fast.
I did.
Really?
Based on what we heard from the game devs and how much servers cost.
True.
Like, I was totally like, this game is cooked.
I didn't realize Tencent pulled their funding either.
But Tencent still gave them money.
Oh yeah.
So those checks got cashed and went to the bank. So
oh yeah.
They probably had they saw the writing on the wall and they're like, pull the plug on the servers and we'll keep what we got and not have to spend it on servers. And
100%.
Yeah.
How bad is that?
It's pretty bad, and it seems to happen a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of wild. I wonder, is it weird? Did Jeff get paid? He probably got paid by Tencent, right? To like hype it up at the Game Awards, or was in, I don't know, man. There's the way he pushed that game was so weird, man.
I made a point on Twitter that actually ended up going a little bit viral. So alleged, not saying, but there are a lot of people on the board, 15 people on the board of directors for the Game Awards. One of them is the senior vice president of Tencent. So there's a connection point to be made why Jeff would be in bed with Tencent, right? You don't give the final slot for free. You just don't.
Another question.
Yeah.
Why is there a fucking board for the Game Awards? Like,
it's another
great question. Financial board?
No, I think it's like a board of, because the Game Awards
is like people that put the games together and like vote for the awards and stuff, like who wins what. Is that
so?
That doesn't seem biased,
right? Nintendo's on there, Sony's on there, Tencent's on there. Okay, but think about the Game Awards as a business. I heard, and I'm pretty sure this is accurate, $250,000 for a trailer at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
It's a business. The Game Awards is a fucking massive business. The ad time, I think they were touting that they get sometimes more views than the Super Bowl does.
I heard that too, because it's more worldwide.
Yeah. So now think about the final slot, and you gave that for free.
Did you? Did she give it for free?
And what's funny is he played it last year. And then one of the developers for Highguard came out and said that he showed up at the studio one day last year and he played like an hour. Like he barely touched it. Allegedly. And you were so moved by this game that a year ago was probably even fucking worse than it was now.
Yeah.
That you wanted to give that slot up. You're full of shit, man.
Something's weird. Yeah. That whole thing was weird because he doesn't usually push game he really pushed Highguard.
And what made it worse was not even the slot at the end, but the arrogance before the launch. The tweets he was putting out saying like, "Oh, in 48 hours I'll be accepting your apologies." You're making it worse, and he did. And then it's so funny, he put a tweet out about them shutting down. And everybody jumped at him. Like, This
Oh,
was
those
you.
replies. I put a little reply on there.
What did you
I
say?
said,
I didn't see that.
I think I said something along the lines that 10-cent money will make it hurt less or something. I said something about 10-cent money.
God damn.
Allegedly. It's all alleged.
Yep, there's something there, man. And I'm not saying that the board, but there's something. There's a connection point at the very least.
It seems to happen with everything. If we're talking like big business, politics, this is not that kind of show, but like when things get that big, it's almost like they have to min-max it by leveraging their platform to do these other shady things. It's like people can't ever just be happy with like, you know what, you probably cleared like $3 million a year on your little show. Like that's not enough. So we have to try to do like backhanded ways to like cross promote games for free, get people like, it's just like, come on. I don't know. You see it all the time. So it would totally check out for me and make sense that would happen, but it's all alleged. But we can say it's not alleged that there are some connections there. That could be used to do stuff like that. It's weird. It's really weird.
Absolutely. So March 12th, the same day that Black Ops Royale launches, which we're both going to be on, Highguard is officially shutting the fuck down. It is over. It is done.
So you can play Highguard in the morning to warm up. Say your goodbyes and then try some Black Ops Royale and see if it feels like an old school BR. What a day. March 12th will be.
Bro, I was streaming and somebody posted the link of them shutting down and I burst out laughing on instinct and I felt so bad about it because I'm not celebrating the downfall.
No, it's your fault though. Like that, it's your fault. The people like you. You're a type of guy.
You saw that shit?
Oh, it's everywhere.
Bro.
Yeah, you're a type of guy.
I'm that type of guy. Look, I'm a toxic guy. There's no doubt about it. But I saw that video today. My blood boiled. I was like, man, you aren't going to sit here and try to gaslight us because you like the mediocre game. I ain't letting it fly, brother.
I would love to see his hours played.
So I went back.
Or does he play it a lot?
The part I cut out of that video I posted on Twitter today is I went to his Twitch to look to see if he actually streamed it. And to his credit, he did. But I wasn't going to be that bitch like checking him. He played it. He actually played it quite a bit at the launch.
I'd be that bitch.
But I did point out, it's not in the video, but I did point out that even he stopped streaming it. And it's like, why? Why did you stop streaming it 25 days ago?
Because you told him to, Fry.
Right. Yep.
Because of you. Yep. Yeah, this is all because of you.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
I'm glad we could sort this out.
Yeah.
And know that it's YouTubers' fault that Highguard died.
Yeah. $200 million production. Yeah. YouTubers.
Those YouTubers, man.
God damn, man.
You can't trust them.
Okay, I'm actually going to throw something in here that is not on the show notes. Do you remember Mind's Eye that came out last year?
Yeah.
So, do you know what's going on with them? They just announced layoffs today.
What's the name of that studio?
Build a Rocket Boy.
Yes, I always thought that was like the silliest name.
Stupid name.
Studio. Yeah, I saw the layoffs. Yeah.
Okay. Did you see that they're also investigating internal sabotage from a network of creators in the UK? And that's the reason internally they think Mind's Eye. That's why they think
he's Freudian slip. See, he's guilty.
That's why they think Mind's Eye failed, was because a group of YouTubers were paid by competitors to shit talk the game. And that's a real thing.
What is this timeline?
Bro. Now, I'm going to say, if that ever came out to be true, holy shit. That's like a movie.
Dude, that's people are playing like 5D chess out here.
Yeah.
Like you're going to competing studios would pay creators to talk bad.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I'm not going to say it, bro. I've kind of seen accusations be thrown my way about certain games, Operation Harsh Doorstops, about competitors and weird industry things. And it's becoming a real conversation. Like people think YouTubers just have this insane amount of power.
Yeah.
Maybe just make good games.
That's nutty. No, it could happen. That's the message that we're trying to get to our audience.
Yeah.
Just make a good game.
Just make a good fucking game.
Why can't we do that?
Right.
Man, I don't even know we're talking about timelines. We'd even talking about the White House posting a Call of Duty video on like blowing actual people up. Did you see that?
I saw that today to a Childish Gambino song, which I thought was super ironic too.
Yeah, this is we might be in the end times. I don't. It feels.
How did you feel about that video?
We're gonna get politics.
Get a little bit, sure.
I'm saddened by the lack of professionalism.
Okay.
I think if you're messing with human lives,
yep,
and you're a leader of the free world, like you should act like it.
Yep.
That's my opinion.
I can agree with that. Yeah, I think the idea of memeing war is fucking crazy.
That's it, man. I'm just like, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not talking about policies. I'm not talking about lean left, lean right, all that stuff. It's just wild. Like,
yeah.
It all boils down to just how toxic social media is to get views and like, and algorithms and like how news is delivered and like even all this stuff with like what you were just talking about. It all boils down to like social media and algorithm driven news and algorithm driven posts. And like, that's what almost all of our problems as a society boil down to, I feel like.
Yep. It's going to be the downfall of the modern world. I can definitely see that.
It's almost like
whole can of worms.
Or you could just move to the middle of nowhere.
Dude, you have it right. I will say, like, as much as I would get my ass fucking torn apart by a mountain lion or 5, you have it right.
Well, I might too.
No, you won't.
Might too.
Dog, you're like, are you fucking kidding me? You're like the mountain.
Have you seen the teeth on those things?
Dude, it doesn't matter. Have you seen your 24-inch biceps? You will fucking dog walk a mountain lion in a heartbeat. And I would pay. The fucked up thing is I would pay to see it too. Like if they went back to the old days where it had like Crash versus like 4 bears, you'd fuck it up and I would bet on you to win.
I don't, dude. They got sharp stuff. They got sharp things.
Yeah, I know. Maybe give you some like leather armor or something, like make it a real RPG.
Or a 44 mag.
Well, yeah, that's in the other hand. You got a shield in one hand and a fucking 44 in the other. Dude, yeah. No, you have it right.
It's crazy. I think we're going to do, I will say, I don't know how much into Crash lore everybody wants to get on the show, but I feel like I'm going to pick a day of the week and we're going to unplug the Starlink.
Yeah.
And like, we're just going to be out there and no one can look at a phone and we're just going to be together.
That's a good idea.
Family.
That's a good idea.
Because you unplug the Starlink and you're there. Like there's nothing.
No, that's cool.
So I might do that once a week.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think with that conversation,
what are we doing,
dude? I got lost in thinking about you fighting a bear there for a little bit. This podcast is taking a turn.
I kind of did too, because I always go down the point of like, okay, so would you like try to protect or would you go like offensive first to try to stun it? We got to do some research. I got to know this stuff.
Guys, I think with that we're gonna move into the sleeper hits.
Guys, welcome into the sleeper hits. And no, this does not mean you've just fell asleep and hit your keyboard, okay, with that last conversation. We're actually talking about some news stories that you may or may not have heard of. I would venture to say that a lot of people who listen to our program are kind of locked into the WARDOGS stuff, but we wanted to talk about the devlog that they dropped a new Q&A on their YouTube channel, and they really did answer a lot of people's questions that I've seen like around on social media and stuff. So that was pretty cool to see, and I still don't understand it, dude. And I want to ask you this question to kick off this conversation. How are they going to pay for the servers moving forward? Because they still say there's no microtransactions at all. Allegedly, you buy the game for whatever it's going to cost, and he said in the video he wants us to come back and have like 10,000 or so players every night playing the game. Like, how are they going to make money moving forward?
So did you see the clarification that they put out today? Did you see the follow-up video to this?
Today's stuff.
Okay, so they just put a video out on Twitter, which I actually did appreciate, where they clarified that it's not always going to be no monetization. It's at the current moment, they have 0 plans for monetization. But they're also dabbling with the idea of a supporter edition, which gives you some day one skins. But they said that's not going to be at early access launch. That's going to be once they earn everybody's trust, do the early access, go to 1.0, have that. But they also said that would be the only time that they would ever sell skins, because they just want to give you a little something extra for being a supporter. But on top of it, no skin purchases ever, no matter what. But that's not to say that there's not monetization potentially in the future, which I don't know. How do you monetize it if it's not skins?
That's got to be like maybe another map or like a.
I can't see them
like
going that route either, though. I'm confused. I'm as confused as you about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm guessing the way they clarified that, they're not ready to tell us.
Yep.
But I'm really very interested in what they're going to do moving forward.
I've been bugging. We're going to be setting up a follow-up podcast interview with them here in the near future. And that's going to be my first question. How are you guys going to fund this long term? Are you
keeping the lights on, dude?
Yeah, like because, dude, 100 player fucking server with that much shit going on, how much is that going to run them? Like, I don't get it. I don't see it.
It doesn't math for me based on the folks that we've had the pleasure of talking to on this program. Like, I don't know, but there was some other good stuff in there. We got to see a glimpse of like a skill tree, so there's even more depth into that. With
that was cool.
How you're going to level up, more persistence that we talked about match to match, that I'm really interested to see how the persistence plays into like a more multiplayer style game mode. It's like really cool, man. And dude, a lot of people are hyped about this game. I feel like,
I want to ask you something too, because they kind of went into the player size, because we were kind of questioning, how do you have 100 players, 3 teams, 1 team would have an extra one, and their response was a little bit interesting. It was that people are going to be trickling in and out of the game as the session goes on, because it's going to be a longer game session. How do you feel about that? It's interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer that they kind of think that way, that people are going to be leaving all the time and stuff. That kind of makes it a little bit lame. But at the end of the day, I get it. I guess they're kind of using that. Obviously 33, 33, 34 is what makes up 100 for those of you playing at home. So they're kind of using that 4th extra player as like a floater, because we also learned earlier that there's no max size on your team. Like can you really put 33 people in a party, or 34 and join a match? That'd be crazy.
That'd be wild.
They said there's no like technically they said there's no limit on how many people you can party up, and they said server browser only.
Yeah, server browser only. So I think it would actually be but like, so here's a question: do you form parties before you jump into a server? How big is a party size? Like, what does that look like? There's a whole bunch of questions there. Yeah.
It's weird, but they're using that 4th one as kind of a floater, like as people leave, if they get people on one team, that you have that little expansion room to have a person, I guess, is what it made sense. But yeah, it just seems weird. I guess 100 players like sounds cooler, and it's a more round number to say in marketing and stuff.
I think that's what people said. Was that you in my chat? You said like you can go and market a game that says 99 players.
No, but I'm saying it now.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah,
but that's kind of how I feel. It's weird. Yeah, it's weird. But other than that, that's not like a deal breaker or anything. It's just kind of silly. But man, it looks, it's looking so good. I'm trying not to get too hyped.
Me neither. I'm thinking about hosting a server and like getting my community. Like, I'm trying not to be there because I don't want to be disappointed again. But goddamn.
Yeah, and I feel like too, I feel really bad too. I've had it happen a couple games like 2042 and stuff. Like, also when you hype up your community because you're excited.
Yep.
And then a game comes out and it sucks, and I just kind of feel bad that I led people to that too. So
I'm trying not to. And that's why I think this podcast is going to be really valuable, because I at least know that they're willing and open to talk. And from what I can see just in the videos and stuff, they're being very, very open and transparent. And so I think in terms of setting expectations and getting questions out there, I think we could really do some cool shit here. Bring them on. Okay, we have a fuck ton of questions. The community has questions. Let's just talk openly in a more long format like this. I think would be really, really cool.
Yep. No, I think that'd be incredible. That's why I love doing these shows. The dev talks are like always some of my favorite shows. And it might be selfish because I learn a lot. I love learning what they're doing. So yeah, there's a new Q&A out there. Some of your questions might be answered. They talked about optimization too, and that was pretty cool. They talked about how they went down to a local PC shop and just bought like a mid-low tier gaming machine, and they have it in their studio, and they every time they do a build, they go test it on the low end machine, and they're trying to get it to where it runs on that. Because I think it's going to be a very taxing title. with everything going on.
Oh,
UE5.
I think it's going to be a chugger, brother. I think early access day one's going to be a fucking disaster. I'm just going to be honest. That's just me.
Yeah, it looks like a very, very intensive game to render. So we'll see. But I don't know, man. I'm pretty excited. And all the cosmetics and stuff, I think they're really going to keep him grounded and stuff too. So I think it's going to be all right. And he did say with all the skins and stuff, he's like, this adds to that RPG element of like persistence and owning your character and stuff. He said when someone wears a cool skin, it's because they earned it. Like you can tell on the battlefield that dude earned it, and there's nothing paid for.
Time, man. Like that's what it's about.
So, yeah, that makes it cool. And that brings it into like a little bit of an MMO type mechanic, like where you play WoW, like you see somebody with like some of the gladiator. You didn't even know I knew the little lore, did you?
Go ahead.
See somebody with like a gladiator transmog. Did I use those words right?
Whoa. You busting out the word transmog on an FPS podcast?
Yeah.
I'm fucking.
There are many facets to old Crash that maybe we don't know about.
Transmogging, yeah. Go ahead, finish your thought. Sorry.
No, that's it. I just mean it's kind of like a mechanic from those MMOs and stuff like I wanted to see in Gray Zone, but in here to where like you start to feel invested in your character and you get some of those cool skins and get to show them off, and it just makes you more invested. And you take kind of take ownership of your player. So it's cool.
100%.
It all sounds good.
Yep.
Absolutely. Except the player count.
Right.
Dude, the next one, you got to hit this one.
Okay.
I was watching your stream.
This is so fucking interesting to me because if you want to talk about feeling like an influencer, I dropped a video a couple days ago talking about Wraith Ops. I streamed it the other day, made a video follow up, and I basically said like, you guys need to delay it. They announced a release date of March 12th. Which I don't know what is with March 12th. What is going on?
Is it some kind of like spring solstice or something?
Yeah, I don't know. There's something going on with this day, but everything is happening March 12th. Except for Wraith Ops. They announced that it was coming out in 2 weeks, not into early access. If you guys don't know what Wraith Ops is, go watch my video. It's essentially trying to be like, I'm going to say like a little bit more of a tactical, slower paced Call of Duty, leaning more towards like a blend hybrid of Call of Duty and Insurgency, I would say. Very indie. Very indie.
Yeah. Man, if you just told me what it is, it gets me so excited because it sounds like what I would want. And if you put an S&D mode in it, everybody drink, crash that S&D.
Yep.
If you put an S&D mode in that, like that's what I want so bad. Something like that. But man, it's
so I know the developers. They're in my community. I made the video. And it's funny, I did the stream and like, it was like 2 hours, no, it was about an hour and a half of me going through and just like, I'm not going to say roasting them, but just kind of talking like real about what the fuck's going on. The game has a lot of problems. It has a lot of issues. And I pointed out a lot of their map design problems, the net code, just some of the more like the design elements of their UI, pretty much everything. And so the dev hit me up. He said, hey, I watched the whole stream. You know, you're right. You're right. There's a lot of problems.
I mean, credit to that though. That takes a big man to say that.
For sure. And so then I put the video out, and my guess is that video did the rounds internally at the studio and the publisher, because I called out the publisher directly, Team 17. I said, like, you guys got to give this more time to breathe. I know you guys are focused on Hell Let Loose and fucking WARDOGS and everything else. You guys got to just let these guys cook a little bit more, because the game has something there. And I recorded that video like 17 different times. There were times where I was like being super soft and nice. And I was like, this isn't the way to go. I went super hard on them. And I eventually landed on that. And I just said, like, there's something there, but you guys need a lot of work and you need more money, and you got to just do it, or you're going to launch and it's going to be dead on arrival. And I also think they need to launch into early access, because going back to what we were talking about with Gray Zone, you get 2 releases when you do early access. You get your initial early access launch, and then you get the time to breathe and work and do your thing. And if you can keep your community locked in, like I will give Gray Zone a lot of credit for, you get a second chance. And I think Gray Zone's going to earn that at 1.0. And I think Wraith Ops needs to get themselves ready for that opportunity. And so, yeah, they announced a delay of the game today. I don't know when it's coming out, but they said it's going to be further on in 2026. I think it should be a little longer, but at the very least, man, it feels like a video that I made or a stream or whatever, some content actually led to some potential changes. I know the community's been at them as well, but like, it's just crazy the kind of turnaround that it was 2 days later and shit's fucking getting delayed.
Yeah.
What do you think about it? Do you care about Wraith Ops? I know it's super indie.
Yeah, I want to, and I'm obviously rooting for him, and like I also kind of sympathize with him because that's a tough pill to swallow, man, because they've been working on it a while.
7 years.
And I think it's one of their first projects too.
It is.
And I mean, if your first project is taking on a multiplayer shooter, like you're biting off a big chunk to chew on.
Yep.
So I totally understand that. And yeah, I have a hard time roasting somebody that's like working that hard on a project and stuff. Yep. But at the end of the day, when you're talking people's livelihoods with, you know, if this game succeeds or not, stuff like that, you got to take notes and take feedback, and props to them for taking that feedback. But you got to call it like you see it. And the game was in a really rough spot. But it feels like it could get there. It really does. And I know it's been a long time, but it's not out yet. So I think you still have time to make it into something more playable.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I'm kind of rooting for him, but yeah, it's not there yet. If you kind of extrapolate like their pace that they're on, it like needs another year.
I think anyway. So too. Yep. I think another year and then launch in early access and then another 2 on top of it. In my opinion, just from what I see.
And an S&D mode.
I already told them that. And yeah, we'll just say yeah.
Yep. Okay, good. And then let me or Fred design some maps.
100%. I already told them that.
Okay. Yep. All right. Good. Check and check.
What I did tell them though is that game needed, and I said I want an S&D mode because I feel like a one life mode could do very well there. But I said it needs a premier mode that you can fucking advertise, right? Mm-hmm. All these games coming out. Oh, team deathmatch, fucking deathmatch. Fuck you. Do something better.
Oh man, hopefully they're listening to this. There is a niche in the market for an S&D type game that's straightforward, that can capitalize on the simplicity of CS:GO with more modern mechanics to it.
Oh yeah,
it's there. And they have the leaning stuff that I like, and they have like the down to earth look to it and things like that. So I mean, it's there. So if they do an S&D mode, and then this is probably a bastard on the back end of the program, but having a ranked mode would, in a simple S&D game like that, have a ranked mode that you can just sweat on would be so sick.
Yep.
So a ranked mode, an S&D, and a bunch of good maps.
There's such a hole in the market for that, bro. I know we talk about it, dude. That game would go fucking bonkers if it was good, polished, and like AA or higher. Fuck, man, you're golden.
And you can hop into it with your homies and just focus on the game and having calms and winning some rounds and just having fun.
Like you said, and having that ranked mode in there. Fuck, man, that's the dream.
It'd be cool.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, somebody's gonna do it. Somebody's gonna do it. Yeah, dude. The last one was kind of wildly through on at the end. I don't venture. You guys can probably tell. Believe it or not, I don't venture out too many on games and stuff all the time. Breaking news.
You?
Okay. I'm really opening up on this.
But
episode,
I thought you really wanted unique game experiences.
I don't know what I want anymore. Anyway. Steam Next Fest has been going on.
Yeah.
It's no surprise. I kind of like to go to the original grocery store myself. I like to go out and get my own food. So there are some hunter simulators that I've tried, and this one kind of like blew me away, to be honest with you guys. I don't know much about it, so it could, I just don't know. I don't know how they do microtransactions. I don't know how they monetize it, anything like that. But I played the Way of the Hunter 2 demo on Steam. The graphics were the best I've ever seen in a video game. I'm pretty sure. Maybe our creators level, right? Like I got into this thing and it looks like no, I'm not. Maybe they ripped it from one of these UE5 showcases. I don't know, but it looks like those UE5 showcases you see, like they release a couple times a year. Like you walk in these woods and it takes you like through a little demo, and you walk across a bridge with like a babbling brook below you, and you look up at the trees and there's like pine needles floating down and shit.
Damn.
I was like, what is this, dude? and then you go up on top of a little deer blind and absolutely slam a giant mule deer, and it felt pretty good. So
Nice.
I don't know, man. Like that kind of put Way of the Hunter 2 on my list because I really like to hunt IRL and
Bro,
seeing that just it looked crazy, man.
it looks
I was blown
crazy.
away.
I haven't played it. I would love to watch you stream that.
As
That
someone that hunts a lot,
Yeah, that would
yeah.
be fucking sick.
Because I think though I read into the game a little bit and stuff, and I think it actually like you have to be quiet, like the animals can hear you, but it
Nice.
also does wind, so you have to watch the wind and worry about your scent, just
Oh,
like in real life and stuff. So they like tried to make it like a simulator.
that's cool.
So like it would be sweet. And then I got to like the second mission in the little tutorial thing and had to sneak up on a moose, and you like have to be quiet and like you're crawling through the marsh to get close to the moose, and then yeah,
Now,
just
is it
smoke
is
this
it all
thing.
guns or is there like bow and arrows as well, crossbows and shit
I
too?
think I know in Hunter Call of the Wild there's bow and arrows.
Yeah.
I hope there's bows. That's my bow. Like I like bow hunting.
Yeah,
So
for
like that's
sure.
like I hope there's bows and stuff. That would be really cool. Like and even if it was like real life where like bow hunting's a hell of a challenge. That's why I like it.
Yeah.
Like you have to get within 20 yards of the animal that can basically has x-ray vision. So I would love to see them try to pull that in a game if they haven't. But in the tutorials that I did in the demo, it was just guns so far.
Gotcha. Cool. Awesome.
I feel like there's a potential there where they like hold guns and DLC. Like that seems to be what that genre does, like sim
Yeah.
genres. Like there's just a ton of DLCs that are like 10 or 15 bucks a piece.
Yeah.
So they might do that. But I do have to just say that like the game was stunning and it kind of made me feel like I was hunting mule deer for a second. And
Fuck
that's
yeah.
pretty cool.
Do we have a
So,
release date on it?
that's a great question. I'm not 100% sure. I think it might be another one that's like this year type of thing.
Yeah, they got they got a
Release.
coming soon on it right now. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it's coming along pretty good because the demo is like, I didn't even finish the demo. Um, I played it. I played it for quite a while and didn't finish the demo. So there's some content to check out. Is it still the demo is over?
The demo
No,
is
there's a demo.
Yeah, the demo is up right now. Yeah, it's THQ Nordic that's publishing it, so that's cool.
Is that good?
THQ Nordic, I'll say they're hit and miss, but they're very much in like that AA, like higher tier indie area. So that's cool.
Cool. Yeah. So I don't know. I think I've heard from just reading online the general sentiment around these hunting sims is like Hunter Call of the Wild has like more content and stuff and it's a little bit more arcadey, but Hunter Call of the Wild might have a little bit better graphics and it's like a little bit more hardcore. It's tougher. It's like
Gotcha.
harder. Like you have to hike to find animals and like it takes a while, and which I like the idea of that. So and you have a dog too that you train. So like you have a dog that can like help you blood trail, and then like your dog will like lose patience, and you have to go let him rest before you can use them and stuff.
Oh
And like
shit.
I'm seeing they even do waterfowl hunting too. Like you can set out your decoys and call ducks in, and you shoot them out of the air with shotguns, which is what I did a lot of my life growing up duck and goose hunting.
Cool.
So you build little lodges and shit, and like, oh, it does have a bow. I'm watching the trailer. He does have a bow and arrow.
Fuck yeah. Okay, I have a question. I remember one of my first like early access videos on my channel was Call of the Wild. That was a game. It was in early access way back in the day. Was it Call of the Wild, Call of the Hunter, something like that? What was
Hunter Call of the Wild.
Yes. So I played that game way back in the day, and it's multiplayer, right? You can walk around and see other hunters in the world.
I think so, and I know you can co-op. Like you can go load in with the homies and go.
What's the thing where you turn it upside down?
Yeah, the doe bleat. Like yeah.
I would just
little doe can.
I just followed hunters around and kept doing it over and over. That's the only experience.
Are you a Hunter Call of the Wild stream sniper? What kind of scam are you?
Yeah,
Bro?
right,
Following people around with a doe estrus bleat? What's your problem, man?
Yeah, bro. I got told to fuck off quite a few times.
Hell yeah. No,
just
people,
trolling, but yeah.
If you hunt public land in the United States, that's not that far off from what can happen. People are wild out there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So no, I just thought this was cool, and this is like kind of a new genre to me, and like it kind of crosses over into my real life pursuits as well. So
yeah, that's cool.
I might get into it a little bit.
Fuck yeah.
And it's technically an FPS, right? Like
I would say so. Yeah,
stuff,
it's like I mean, it's a shooter FPS exploration adventure simulation. That's what they call it.
Yeah. And you guys should, like, it might smoke your GPU or something, but if you do have a chance and you're looking for something to do, like check out that demo and tell me if I'm tripping, because it looked It looks so good.
Fuck yeah. All right. I think with that, I think it's time to head back to the lobby.
Guys, welcome back to the lobby. It's time to wrap up this week's show. I guess this bi-week's show.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just wanted to say, honestly, something that's been on my mind is Fry put out some feelers on some comments and feedback. And honestly, man, I appreciate the kind words that everybody said on that. We got some good feedback too that we're going to try to put into action as well and just keep making the show better. But also the other thing I wanted to iterate is you don't have to wait for one of those posts to give feedback too. So you give feedback on the comments here, wherever you're listening to it or watching it. And we always read those. At least I do, because I really want to get better at this. I want to make the show better. And a lot of that comes from your guys' opinions. But man, so many people said nice things. And
yeah.
Appreciate it a lot.
You're always so goddamn hard on yourself, though. You always think everything sucks, but like it doesn't. This is the best FPS podcast on the fucking internet, right?
Hey, it's top 2. Okay.
Yeah, and we're the one, right?
I mean, I guess that's oh man, the scope's my baby. Like it's hard to like.
But I'm just saying, you're always hard on yourself. I know we're the early episodes I thought were great, but I can even sense the conversation we had today. We know what we're doing when we show up. We're getting way more comfortable just shooting the shit and chatting, and the conversations are starting to flow more. We're doing great. And I think, I'm actually really psyched that people are seeing it. We did get some feedback on some timestamp things that people want to see. We're going to do all that shit. I'm excited for the future of the show because I think people are vibing with it.
Yeah. I don't know if it's good or not, but I'm having fun. So
yeah, that's all that matters.
I'll be here as long as you'll have me.
Hell yeah, dude.
Good time, then.
Yeah. So what do you got going on for
Starlink?
Yeah. Well, it's definitely going to be from Starlink. We're going to have to figure that shit out. I remember I heard about Starlink a long time ago and it used to be shit, but I think it's gotten way fucking better now.
It's nutty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause we have a Starlink out there. It is crazy, dude.
That's awesome.
How fast it is. I turned it on for my cousin was down there for deer season and I could do remote speed test.
Yeah.
The pings were like 30 from space internet, dude.
That's crazy.
And it was like always like 300 to 400 down and like 20 to 50 up.
Wow.
And it's just like you throw out a little, like I actually had it on the ground. You throw out a dish on a stand, you plug it into the wall and you have high speed internet. Like it really, it's crazy. Like if you think about what it actually is, and that's like, it took the government however long to get me to be able to transfer. But in that time, Starlink got a lot better. So
yeah.
They've been like constantly launching satellites and stuff. I think they're up to like 8,000 or 9,000 satellites floating around up there.
Really? Oh shit.
And they haven't even, I keep up on it because like I'm super like nerded about it because it's gonna be my internet. One of the things I will miss is I do have fiber here.
Yeah.
So I will miss that. But I've been keeping an eye on it and they haven't even started launching their V3s that they're building. But when they get Starship up, like the bigger reusable rocket, they're gonna launch V3s and those have like multitudes faster bandwidth than even the V2s and V2 minis that are running now. So it's Elon said they're going for gig, and
Jesus,
I mean, I think they're gonna do her.
Okay,
that's the way it's gone.
Hear me out. I'm dumb. How the fuck do you get a satellite to come back down?
They like run out of power and slow down, and then they burn up.
Oh,
so
really?
They're just disposable. Yeah.
Interesting. I've never done any research in it. That's cool.
Yeah. And you can see there's like a third-party website that tracks them. I don't know how they do that, but you can kind of see the red ones and you'll click on them and it says that like it's preparing for reentry and to burn up. So like nothing falls, it just all burns up in the atmosphere.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy. And they have to like plan that out. I don't get how they're all up there and they don't run into each other. Like if you look at that map and just see like all these dots going around the globe, like
and they're not controlled, they're just floating, right? Or are they all controlled?
I'm not sure. I think I don't know.
I don't fucking know either, dude.
Dude, it's wild to think about.
Yeah.
That's you should just ponder that sometime.
I just
like
playing
some supplements.
Citizen. With some supplements. Yeah. All right. We'll call them supplements. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, you should ponder that sometime. Like,
hell yeah.
How do these satellites work, bro? But yeah, they're always launching them and they're getting better and faster and like it's wild.
That's cool, man.
So that'll be me, little
Fuck yeah.
Starlink bud.
Well, before that, what do you got going on next week?
Yeah, man. Next week I'm just spending a lot of money to try to fix up the house
Yeah.
and that I don't have yet. So that's crazy.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm gonna keep playing some games. I'm gonna probably play some S&D this weekend, get into that. I've still been hitting the ABI. I've been having some good runs
Yep.
in ABI lately too. And just keeping an eye on gray zone and stuff like that game wise, and then kind of getting mentally prepared and kind of prepared to move.
Hell yeah,
And
man.
yeah, where I'm at.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So it's a crazy time in my life. The end of summer is gonna look so different, man.
Yeah.
And
That's what I was thinking.
I imagine somebody said that like on one of the things, like they'd be so down for like a homesteading channel. Like, I don't know, man.
Dude, I would love to see that.
I might do that. I still have all my old videography equipment. So I have
Okay.
like some gimbals, some good mics. I
Yeah.
have like a Sony FS5 4K camera.
Ooh.
And like from when I
You
used to
should,
do
man. You should.
videography stuff.
Absolutely.
So I was like,
Outdoor Boys is gone. He's retiring. We need a new one.
yeah, I have an idea. I think I got an idea for the name of the channel too. I think it's pretty sick.
All right.
I'll tell you offline.
Yeah, we'll talk about that offline.
Secret. Super secret. And this thing could really blow up.
Right. Guys, if you enjoyed the show, please make sure you leave us a like on YouTube, 5-star review, Spotify, Apple, do all of the stuff that supports the channel. I appreciate you guys coming through, man. I
appreciate everyone so much, man.
I would love to eventually get this to a weekly show. If that's a goal of mine in the next couple of years, is seeing how we can grow this channel, do more dev interviews, and just keep growing, man. To Crash's point, I appreciate all the good feedback. We're gonna keep asking you guys those questions so that we can just keep making the show the best we possibly can.
Yeah, I have dreams too. Be cool on here to do like more segments, change up the bumpers, like always doing stuff when we get the bandwidth to do that. It'd be pretty cool.
I got plans for sure. All right. With that, guys, appreciate you guys listening. This has been the Push to Talk podcast, and I'll see you on the next one.
Godspeed.